Hey, what's up guys? This is my leaner, meaner, faster gunstock finishing video. I'm going to be doing it over 2 days, and the only supplies I'm going to need is some good sandpaper and some Minwax Antique oil finish. Okay, now before I get started, I want to give a shout out to my buddy, the big man, for letting me keep this stock for so long that I felt finally got my health well enough to refinish it. I appreciate it, man. But anyway, okay, here we go. Now what I'm gonna do is completely strip it. I'll sand it all the way up to 320, and then I'll show you day by day what I'm doing. But let me go ahead and show you a couple before pictures, and then we'll get started on day one. All right, guys, there's the stock sanded all the way down to 320. This is the stock off the Dyna 66. Now what you'll want to do now before you start putting anything on it, get you a brush. I use this kind, and brush in all the checkering, or if there's stippling, get all the sawdust out before you go any further. All right, there it is, my old standby, the Minwax Antique oil finish. That's the only product I'm using on this gun. Alright, I take my oil, put it in a little cup so it's easier to work with. Take some, rub it on the stock. As you can see, this stock's got a little character to it. The oil brings it out quick. And I'll just put it on there, just slop it on. You're not worried about how it goes on, because what you're fixing to do next is going to make a mess. But trust me, it's worth it. Just slop that stuff on like that. Get it wet, just do one section at a time. I just do like the fore end or half the butt stock at a time. All right, now that'll give you an idea of what it's gonna look like when it's finished. But what I do now is I take a piece of 320 grit sandpaper and just start sanding. And the finish is wet, and what this does, it helps fill the grain of the wood and gives it a little smoother. Now what I try to go with the grain best as I can. It's going to make a muddy like paste. If it starts drying out, just put a little more on there and just sand it, and you'll feel it start getting smoother and smoother. When you get an area nice and smooth, just stop and go to the next area. Now the thing about this finish is you want to keep it wet. So even though I'm through with this area, I'm going to put a little more on it to keep it damp. And then I'll go over the rest of it in just a second, and I'll show you what I do after I get it all sanded. All right, now once you get it all sanded, just take your shop towel and just wipe it down. Get it as smooth as you can get it. It's going to lose a lot of the luster, but it'll be really, really smooth, and that's all you're going for right here at this stage. All right, that's what it looks like after just wiping her down dry. Like I say, it has a nice, real dull satin finish, but you can start to see some of the character in the wood. And just go to the front end, do it the same way. Put the oil on it, sand it down, and then just wipe it down with a shop towel. It's really easy. All right, I got the fore end done. Now what I'm gonna do now is go over the entire stock again the exact same way, only this time I'm gonna use 400 grit pepper. Okay, there it is after doing it with the 400 grit. It is incredibly smooth. So what I wanna do now is put one more coat of oil on it. Then I'm going to take the towel and just wipe it all back off. You want it as clean and dry as you can get it. You do not want any shiny spots. Get it clean and dry, and then just put it up overnight. All right, there it is, wet with oil. Like I say, all I'm going to do now is go through several towels, get it absolutely bone dry, and then just put it up and let it dry. All right, when you get through with it, it should look just like that. It should have a nice satin sheen, but no hint of gloss of any kind. You want it dry enough that if you laid this right now against a piece of wet, you want this dry enough that if you set it right now, laid it down on a piece of newspaper, it wouldn't stick. Bone dry is what you're looking for right here. And like I say, put it up, let it sit overnight. Okay guys, you saw day one. Now let's see about knocking out day two. Now something to think about when you're taking these paper towels and you're wiping down the stock. You're not trying to build up finish. What you're trying to do is basically let the finish fill in the imperfections and just keep polishing it. Keep polishing it, keep polishing it. You can't rub it too much. It's not like true oil where you're trying to build it up. The finish will slowly build up by itself, and it'll give it a lot of depth and a lot of character if you do it like this. Okay guys, now to start off with, on day 2, you're going to feel the wood and you'll feel just a slight texture to it. So what I've got is a piece of 400 grit sandpaper. I'm going to go over the whole thing very, very lightly. The only thing you're trying to do is make sure that any residue that's stuck to the finish or any flaws in it, that you're getting it off. You can just barely touch it and you'll feel it coming off. But just go over the whole stock real lightly and dry like this. And when you get through with it, we'll wipe it all back down with paper towels. Okay, now when you get through sanding it like this, it's going to have kind of an ashy look. So you just leave it just like this and wipe it dry with some fresh paper towels. Okay, just wipe off that residue. It doesn't have to be perfect, but you want to get all the dust off of it. And once you do, then you're going to lay another coat of finish right on top of this. Got my little pellet tin with some more of that finish in it. I'm fixing to set it down and I'm going to start applying it to the stock. Just start rubbing it on, and you should start noticing a difference in how much it'll actually take and how far it'll spread, because the pores are getting filled on this thing now and it is becoming super smooth. One other thing I did after the first day was I went ahead and stained this grip and this 4-end piece, so I can just wipe this stuff right over the top of it, because I'm just going to be wiping it right back off. Just continue to apply this stuff. Make sure you get all of it. It doesn't need to be even. This doesn't need to be anything, just full coverage. I'm gonna work up to the grip. Go ahead and get the first coat on it. Now I'm going to take my shop towel and get it completely dry. Alright, now that I got it nice and dry, I'll do the front end. Okay, it's been all wiped down head to toe and it feels bone dry, which is important for what we're about to do. Okay, now I haven't let this cure or dry at all. So what I'm fixing to do now is go over it dry with a piece of 600 grit. And just go over it very lightly. Dry, there's none of the oil on it. Just go over the whole stock with 600 grit. Then when we finish, we'll do just like we did on the last one. We'll just wipe off the residue, lay another coat right on top of it. Alright, now I light sanded it with the 600 grit. I'm going to lay another coat of oil on it, wipe it right back off, then I'm going to go up to 800, then I'm going to go up to 1,000. Okay guys, there you go. I went 400, 600, 800, and 1,000. And now for the final coat. What I'm going to do is just apply one more good coat, let it sit on there for just a minute or two, and buff it all the way back off. Alright, wet with oil, just wipe it right back off. Now once I get the last coat off of it, what I like to do is take it inside, get it somewhere that's going to be dust free, let it sit about 10 minutes, wash your hands good, get another clean towel and go over it again to make sure you didn't leave any residue on it. But okay guys, there you go. It's just that easy. This Minwax oil takes a lot of the work out of it. Just take the stuff, put it on there, and like I say, when you are polishing it, polish it like you're trying to get every single bit off of it, like you're trying to get all the wax off of a car hood, because if this stuff starts building up, it'll ruin the look of it. Like I say, you just want to get it as smooth as you can, as finished, get as much of it off as you can. That's what you're trying to do. Guys, thanks for watching my videos. I genuinely appreciate it, and I hope this helped you. Bella, say thanks for watching, guys.